get asked quite frequently how my clients can feel fabulous, look fabulous, but still feel trendy, but without feeling like they're trying too hard or they're trying to look too young. It's a really kind of fine balance, but there is no reason why you can't still feel fabulous in your clothes. So today's video, I've got several tips on how you can look fabulous over 60 without aging yourself. My name's Michelle Barrett. I've been a personal stylist for 25 years. I now help people like you build capsule wardrobes that mix and match easily. Now, before I go on, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who is liking, subscribing and sharing. Please keep that coming. It genuinely helps me bring more content to you and it helps me develop this channel as well. I love hearing from you. So let's get started. So my first tip is about fabric. Now, fabric is actually really important. It's actually important at any age, but I think sometimes when you get to kind of midlife and sometimes there's parts of your body that weren't maybe what they were before and you're not feeling comfortable and you're not feeling so confident, I've got some ideas as to what you can do to kind of help you in that area. Now, what I will say is jersey and shiny fabrics are probably best avoided for the most part. They cling to all those areas you don't want them to. So the best thing to do is to go for kind of matte, darker fabrics in areas that you're not so comfortable with. So think about tailored fabrics, because tailored fabrics will add more structure. They'll kind of hold you in a little bit if you kind of need it. But then in addition to that, what you also want, maybe in contrast to that kind of much more structured look, is kind of really lovely flowy fabrics, maybe like chiffon or maybe silk, the way they catch the light, the way they move when you move, all of that can add kind of sophistication and elegance. Now, if you are going for something in a stretch fabric, which I know feels more comfortable, just be very careful that it's something with a bit of structure. A very thin kind of jersey fabric, like I said at the beginning, will cling and it will kind of show off everything, including your neckline and everything else. So what I recommend you do with that is choose something that's got kind of decent weight to it. And you'll know because it'll have a really good stretch and it will kind of hold very well. You know, when you stretch it, when you stretch the jersey, if you stretch it, it will go back very quickly. It won't kind of leave those kind of thumbprints in it. That is what you want to best avoid. It's been so nice recently meeting so many of you on my discovery calls. I absolutely love meeting people all over the world. It's one of the best things about my job actually. So if you're interested in having a chat to me, definitely book in for a discovery call. It's completely free. We have a chat for 15 minutes. I can kind of talk to you about how I might be able to help you, gives you some tips on your wardrobe, and we get to meet in person as well. So if you're interested in that, I'd love to meet you. The link is in the notes. Now, the next thing is colour. Colour plays a huge part in anybody's wardrobe. Now, I've said this quite a few times before, but if you are somebody who has had a colour analysis done a long time ago and now you're finding that the colours don't quite work for you, there's several reasons for that. Often your skin can become a little bit more translucent, same with your eyes, particularly if you decided to embrace the grey, that can make a big difference as well. So I highly recommend you looking into the colours that work for you now. If you need help with that, like I said before, book in for a discovery call with me. I'd love to have a chat with you. I can definitely help you with that. Please be aware as well that often the colour palettes that came out in the 90s, I don't think they actually took into consideration a lot of these aspects, you know, your skin becoming more sallow and you embracing grey. So if that is you, you may well find that colour palette doesn't quite work. So it may need a little bit of a tweak. So general rule, if black used to suit you and it now feels like it's a little bit harsh on your skin, try navy blue or charcoal grey. That can often work quite well. Or even like a khaki colour, like a khaki green colour can work really well. That works for most people. So if you're finding that your skin feels really kind of sallow and kind of you find the colours drain from your skin, try kind of brighter jewel tones, but be very, very careful because sometimes they can have the opposite effect and actually make you look even paler. So one of the best things that you can do is actually maybe go into a store Or maybe get some of your clothes and go into daylight, go near a window and hold them up against your skin and see how they look. You can learn quite a lot by just literally looking in a mirror in really good daylight. The trouble is with doing it in a store is you can see the different colours, but because of the light, it kind of affects how that can look as well. In addition, what can work really well, if you have a whole wardrobe full of black, which you've had for years and now it's not quite feeling right, use scarves or jewellery with a little bit of colour to kind of just highlight it and lift it. That works particularly well if you're going for a monochromatic look, so which is like similar to what I'm wearing today, kind of all similar kind of colours, but just sort of blended together. You might put something brighter near your face. Another one that's a really big one as well is dressing for your body type. Now, I know sometimes people say to me, I don't care, I wear whatever I want. Absolutely, hat off to you. But if you think that things don't quite feel right and your body shape has changed, it's worth learning what works and what doesn't. As a general rule, apple shapes, you want to go for side fastening, flat front, sort of medium, sort of wide leg trousers. V-necks work really well as well. You want to draw the eye down the body. What you don't want is puffer jackets or anything that adds any fuss on the outside. Hourglass, that's one of the kind of classics. You can go for pencil skirts, you know, off the shoulder tops, if that's something you're confident with. But, you know, anything that draws and kind of accentuates that shape. If you are very rectangular, what we want to do is we want to give the impression of there having shape around the middle. So in other words, if you're very straight up and down, so a belt in a darker colour can do that. Maybe a wrap top, maybe a wrap dress, maybe a dress that comes in under the bust like a tea dress and then gently skims out, that type of thing. In fact, the tea dress works for pretty much everybody. So learn what your body type is and learn what types of cuts work for you. Again, if you need help with that, book in for a discovery call with me. I can definitely help you with that. Now, if you're really struggling with your wardrobe and you're on a bit of a budget and you feel like you need a little bit of help, why not take a look at my membership, Capsule Closet Success, here on YouTube. For the price of a coffee, I come on live once a month. I have a good chat to you about anything you want. We have a different theme each month. You can ask me questions. And I get to know you a little bit more and give you a little bit of feedback on your wardrobes and kind of give you a boost and get you started. So if you're interested in that, take a look in the notes. Now, my next tip is definitely still look at the trends. Now, what you will likely find is there will be repeats. I mean, let's be honest, I'm 52 now, and I know that there are trends that have definitely rolled completely back round. And I look at some of the things in my wardrobe, which I still really love, that my daughter's now wearing. So you look at some of those trends and think of ways in which you can wear them now. So even if it's like a crop top or it's a bodice or something like that, you might look at and think there's no way I can wear that. Look at ways you can wear it. You might wear a bodice over a shirt. If you look at some of my videos, you'll see that I've actually done that. You might wear a crop top with a pair of high-waisted trousers, for example, and that way you don't have such a gap here, so you can kind of get away with it that way too. So definitely look at what the trends are, look at what you've got in your wardrobe and kind of use those pieces and think of inventive ways that you can actually wear them, because there is no reason why you can't have those trends. Sometimes it's just a case of updating how you wear them. Last but not least, one of the best things that you can do is have a few timeless pieces in your wardrobe. Now, these are often described as the capsule wardrobe staples. Now, I don't necessarily believe in capsule wardrobe staples because I think they're different for everybody. But essentially, we're looking at things like straight leg jeans, maybe in an indigo colour, maybe a white button-up shirt, so it could be in cotton or silk, maybe a striped Breton t-shirt or long sleeve top, maybe a blazer in black, charcoal or navy blue, depending on your colouring, and maybe like a trench coat if the climate that you live in works really well for that. So just those classic kind of timeless pieces. Think old money style. If you don't know what old money style is, I'll put the link to my video, my old money style video, in the notes so you can take a look at it. But it's kind of those classic sort of timeless pieces that don't really date. They might change slightly, but the essential overall piece doesn't really date. If you are trying to update your wardrobe or kind of create a capsule wardrobe, if you haven't done so already, definitely download my capsule wardrobe planner. It's completely free. You can fill it out as you go along. It asks you lots of questions that I would probably ask you if we were in person about how you can decide what to keep, what to lose, and what else you might need in your wardrobe as well. So definitely have a look at that. The link is in the notes. So I hope you found that helpful today. Let me know in the comments what you do to stay on trend and kind of still feel like you're really hitting it over 60, because I'd love to hear from you. I love more than anything when I hear that women over 60 are embracing their kind of creativity and finding new ways to dress. I always comment if I see someone in the street who's doing it, and I encourage you to do the same, because I think sometimes, you know, we're kind of encouraged to hide in the background and we don't want to do that. So have a wonderful week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.